What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the My Player Career Mode. Now, this one's an exciting one today, as you can probably tell by the title. We have the Carabao Cup final coming up in today's episode, mixed in with a few other games. We've got one in the Premier League, one in the Champions League, and one in the FA Cup. There's literally a game in every single competition that Manchester United are playing in one episode, which is decent. So, we kickstart off with a game against Norwich in the Premier League. Then, we take on Benfica over there to kickstart the double leg off in the knockout rounds. Followed up with a game against Stoke in the FA Cup. And then, of course, to end the episode off, the Carabao Cup final. So sit back and enjoy this episode for you all today. No hesitation, we're going to jump straight into game one. And as you can see, Ben's got a new do. He's decided to grow his hair out a little bit, put it in a headband. Don't really know why. Maybe he's having a midlife crisis. But whatever he said, you can see, I don't think it looks too bad, actually. And he's got a little bit of a beard as well going on at the moment. But in the first game here, this is important. Now, if you remember the last time these two sides met, Norwich very nearly ended Manchester United's unbeaten run. They scored, but luckily for United, Ben managed to equalise just before the end of the game. I mean, it didn't matter in the end because their unbeaten run was then ended by Crystal Palace, but Norwich were very nearly the first side to do it, in which case there's a little bit of, I wouldn't say like rivalry, but a little bit of time for revenge, I guess you could say, for Manchester United, because they didn't play well last time out at Carrow Road, so now it's time to really show they're a lot better than they showed in the first time these two teams met. So going into the game at Old Trafford, a little bit of pressure on United, but the pressure didn't really show in the first couple of minutes. You can see Ben finds a nice pass out wide here to Martins in the 37th minute, but unfortunately, the return pass wasn't quite as good, and Ben couldn't quite make it there. And as we move into the second half, again, it was a strange game, this one. United were in complete control, just couldn't find the breakthrough, and Pogba, again, looking for Ben, he finds him. Ben eventually gets a nice little turn here. You can see a little bit of luck involved, but a lovely little pass back from Anthony Martial, sends him through, and he slots home to make the score 1-0. Now, I've said it before, and I will say this again, because I'm sure this won't be the only time I'm going to say this. United, for me, at the moment, are not scoring enough goals. And you guys have touched upon this in the past, leaving comments like they should be beating Wolves more than 1-0, which I completely agree with. I just feel like, I don't know what it is with this United team at the moment. It's just like, they have, on paper, what should be a really good team, but then when they go into game, sometimes they just don't create chances. And whether or not that's down to the tactics or whether or not that's just down to the fact that they're being a bit unlucky, but to say the least, for the game here, to have two chances really worth showing inside 70 minutes at home against Norwich, no disrespect to Norwich, I personally don't think that that's good enough. So, luckily, they have scored the goal that's got them in the lead, but they need to be doing better than this. It's taken 66 minutes to find the breakthrough, and at the end of the 90, that was basically the only two chances worth showing, and that's not that great, is it? I mean, defensively, they were okay again. They were sound. They defended well against Norwich, but as I said, you know, the two chances there, that was literally it. So, it is what it is. They get the 3 points on the board. You can't really complain at that. Ben scoring the only goal of the game as well, with a lovely little interchange with Anthony Martial before finishing the move off as well. And that will be literally unbeaten in the Premier League in today's episode, because we're only playing one game, so we can't even lose in the Premier League, which is also a bonus. But we can lose in the Champions League. As we're going into the game against Benfica here, this is the first leg of the two in the knockout rounds, as I've said previously. United got a nice draw for this one. They could have been much, much worse, but they got a pretty nice draw, all things considered. But I say that, every team from here on out in the Champions League are always going to be tough. So they are the holders, of course. They have got a job to do in trying to defend this. We'll see how they are going to get on against Benfica today. And the problem I think United are going to face is, when you look at the fact that they're not scoring enough goals as it is, they're not creating enough chances, currently they're playing in every single competition available to them. They're still in the Carabao Cup, they're still in the FA Cup, they're still in the Premier League, and they're still in the Champions League. Not only are they in the Premier League, they're fighting for a title in the Premier League. They are also in an advanced stage of the FA Cup. They're in a final of the Carabao Cup, and they're still in the Champions League. So far, it's not been a bad season, but I'm just kind of wary and worried about the fact that they're going to be playing so many games, and they're going to have to play at such a high level to keep the pressure on in the title race, that it might just cost them here and now against some Champions League opponents, maybe even in the FA Cup later on. But we'll just focus on the present, and that's all you can do. And inside this game, 38 minutes in, very much similar to the Norwich game, the first chance presented itself. Ben with the strike, blocked. It's going to be a corner ball, which it is actually going to get whipped in towards the middle here. And there is Paul Pogba in the middle of the box with the header, but he couldn't steer it goalwards, and he sent it wide of the post, sadly, for United. So, first chance of the game going United's way inside the first half, just not quite able to take it. And as the second half got underway, Just take a look at this magic from Ben. He's in his own half as the second half gets underway. Takes it past 1, 2, 3, 4 players, 5 players, 6 players. Gets into the area with a nice 1-2. Slots home. Makes it look so easy. I mean, what can you say? That was just sensational. And the problem is as well for Lukaku, I know he's not scoring a lot of goals. And I know he's, lacking a little bit of confidence. But I'm hoping that the link-up play with Wood in this game here was going to show that he is a better player than he thinks he is at the moment. His hold-up play is still decent. He's still able to kind of get in and around the penalty area and still hold up the ball to get his other teammates involved. He just isn't scoring a lot of goals recently, which is the main problem with him. But I felt he did a good job there in setting up Ben for the nice 1-2. And I felt like that was a typical goal, which I really like to see, Ben committing players, taking it round them, and eventually getting into the box to be able to finish it off. So he's now scored 2 in 2, gave the United the lead against Norwich, and gave them the win, actually, and he's just given them the lead here against Benfica. Is he going to give them the lead in leg 1? We'll find out. But Benfica got on the front foot after that. Chevy down the left-hand side, whips a great cross towards the middle. Free header for Raul Jimenez. Well, I say free. It was a decent opportunity, but he couldn't steer it either side of David De Gea and send it straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, who makes it a very easy save. And in the 90th minute we go, there's a chance here for the score to be increased even more. This time the Benfica keeper makes a decent stop, and then we get a corner out of this after Matic's strike was well saved. You can see, very good save actually from the goalkeeper through the defender's legs there, and he didn't really see that much of it, Varela there in between the sticks. But the corner's whipped in. It is won yet again in the middle. I think it was by Matic again, actually. His header goalwards, again beaten away by Varela and then cleared away by Benfica. That was the end of the game. So for United in leg 1, they've got the 1-0 aggregate lead. But we'll see if that's going to be enough as the return leg comes over to Old Trafford ahead of next episode. So 1-0 on aggregate. Whether that's going to be enough, we'll have to find out. Personally speaking, I feel like it's going to be close. We've seen the fact that United aren't creating that many chances. They look a little bit consistent in some games. Some games they play really well. Other games, when they should win the game, they don't play well at all. So we are seeing a very inconsistent United at the moment in certain aspects. But still been a good season so far. Again, very low chances. The only chances really worth showing were the chances there that I threw into the actual gameplay. So not too much to work with, but United coming away with a 1-0 win. Bayern beating Spurs, and doesn't really help United's case, because if Spurs get knocked out of the Champions League, their main focus after this is going to be the Premier League. So they are one of the teams in the title race. So if Bayern knock them out, they don't have to worry about any Champions League games. So that's one of the kind of sacrifices that maybe Manchester United will have to make if they go through in the Champions League. But personally, I would happily take a Champions League trophy and a Carabao Cup trophy instead of winning a Premier League. That's just the way I look at it. So of course, there's no guarantees. Even if United get through this kind of knockout round against Benfica, there's no guarantee they're going to go on to win a Champions League. But that's what I would take over a Premier League, hands down. Moving into the third game, though, and the last one before I throw it into some live com for you all. It is Stoke City at Old Trafford. The FA Cup, there's still some big teams in there, so I'm hoping a few of them will get knocked out in this round here. Player to watch, of course, being Ben. He scored 2 in 2 so far in the episode. Got both winners in the previous 2 games, and he's in the side today for this one against Stoke. Milik starting up top. It's a very good squad from Manchester United, of course. We know the Stoke team. We played them a few times this season. We're used to seeing them now. Piaka and Pulisic, of course, they're 2 danger men. They've got a very decent side. Butland as well, of course, a very good goalkeeper. Moving in, though, to the first highlight. Fell the way of Stoke, actually. 8 minutes in, Pulisic finding himself down the right-hand side, gets into the box. It's a decent cross in. It's punched out by De Gea, but it eventually finds its way straight back to Pulisic, whose strike is beaten away again by David in between the sticks, and it's sent out for a corner. So a decent save, you can see, from a Pulisic effort, denying Stoke the opener of the game. And nothing came from the corner, so you don't have to worry about that. David De Gea there, though, showcasing why he's one of the world's best goalkeepers. He's made some very good stops for us down the line, and that's another thing that, he's going to have to do in the Champions League later on. But into the second half, again, United not really creating too much, but he finds Anthony Martial here, does Ben. He's straight through for the Frenchman. Takes a bit of a dodgy touch, and that's the reason why he couldn't quite get his strike away there. If he'd have taken a better touch, it would have surely been at least a very good opportunity. Now, 65 minutes in, Ben bursting down the left-hand side. He's got the right back trying to find him. Tries to put the cross in. The right back slides in. There can be an argument case here for both sides. Like, for Stoke, they can say that Ben, when he saw the challenge come in, ran into the foot of Calabria. But then on the other side, United could say that it's just a really bad tackle, and that's why they've been given the penalty here. Now, this bit was interesting. I mean, I've never seen Martins and Ben walk off a pitch through a billboard before, but I've seen it for the first time there, and that looked very, very crazy indeed. So, as the substitutions came on the field of play, it was Milik off, Lukaku on. It was actually going to be Jota, the man who was going to take this spot kick, surprisingly enough. I saw Lukaku, I was like, maybe I'll give it to Lukaku. But no, it is going to be Jota with the penalty up against Jack Butland. Surely going to finish this one off. However, it's a really bad spot kick. He gets a chance with the rebound and puts it wide. So you could see Ben's reaction. If you just rewind that back literally a second, watch Ben's reaction here on this. He goes absolutely ballistic in the center of the box. I have no idea why he's not being given a chance to take some penalties, but really he should be able to take it at this stage. I mean, if you're allowing other players to take it and they're missing, give Ben a chance. And Marcus Rojo now the closest for United inside the 75th minute. And it just looked like it was going to be one of those days where they were going to get chances but not take any of them and potentially have to go to a replay, which could be really bad. But 90 minutes on the clock. United not giving up right until the final end of this one. Pogba into Ben. Ben, a lovely turn of his man, gets his strike away as well with the left foot. It was a lot of power behind that, but Butland keeps it out as well with a good save. From the corner, it's whipped in, and again, you know, they're not giving up here, but to be honest, it's 90 minutes. Chances are nothing's going to happen. Lukaku, using his strength to bring it down, can't find the strike and get it on target though. But then an instant corner again, whipped in again. Lukaku had 3 players around him, and somehow he was able to direct his header goalwards and slot home to give Manchester United the lead. Look at Ben as well. He's running up the touchline, celebrating with the fans. But honestly, 90th minute for Stoke to lose it in this way as well. It was so harsh on them. But you have to say, Lukaku, great header. I think if this one had gone to a replay, maybe at the Bet365 Stadium or Stoke City Stadium, whatever you want to say, it would have maybe have been Stoke stay there. But to be honest, it always was United on top. And it was inevitable, really, that they might have got the goal. And it just so happens that man on the screen with 3 goals all season long gets his 4th goal of the season to slot home and give United the lead. It really is ridiculous that he scored 4 goals this season, yet he's just scored a 90th minute winner against Stoke there to potentially give United the win, and that's exactly what happened. So United moving through to the next round of the FA Cup. They're still within another trophy. One of the only trophies left that Ben needs to win is the FA Cup, so he's got to do a good job in that one. But for now, guys, that is where the post-com part of the episode is going to end off. I'm going to give you the Carabao Cup final live. I'll sign it off live, of course, as well. Thank you all so much for watching this episode. Hopefully you enjoy the live episode, or portion of the episode, should I say. And, yeah, we've got the Carabao Cup to come. Hopefully we're going to see Ben lift his first trophy for Manchester United here. We'll see how that's going to fare in just a moment. I'll see you all for that in literally a second. And here we go then, guys. We're going to be switching over to the live today for this Carabao Cup final, should I say, not FA Cup final. As you can see, Everton are the team that Manchester United are going to face in this final, a team that Ben could have joined. They got here by beating West Bromwich Albion 6-1 over the 2 legs. So, in terms of that, United got here by beating Chelsea 1-0 over the 2 legs, which is very different from the 6-1 that Everton have got. So, this is going to be a tough game, I think, but we should be able to at least get something out of it. So I'm going to be doing it live for you today. As always, guys, we do these finals as like live episodes. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Apologies for the hair, by the way. I haven't really done anything with it this morning yet. But let's get into this game here. I'm going to even bump up the minutes as well to 6 minutes and a half. So we have an extra game for you in terms of like game time. So Matic in the side, Suke at right back. Other than that, it's a pretty decent team. And I think we've got the better side in terms of the game. But we're going to see how it's going to pan out later on. So Wembley Stadium. The setting, Carabao Cup the prize, United and Everton, the 2 teams in it. Let's do this. Alright guys, so I wanted to show you both lineups, but of course I also wanted to get the thumbnail shot, so we missed the Everton team, but I'll come back into it and we'll check it out in a moment. Of course, you just saw the United team. There it is on the screen for you all. So, yeah, it's a decent side. We're going to check out the Everton one in a moment, as I said, as we get into this game here. As the boys are ready to go, I'm ready to go. Hopefully you guys are intrigued to see how this one's going to pan out. Let's check out then the Everton team just before we start the game off. Lukaku against his former club, of course. Everton's lineup is that. Martinez and Poulsen up front. Sigurdsson just behind them. Idrissa Gay and James McCarthy as the holding midfielders. Marco Rui, Jonathan Tah, Diop, Manolas, Trupe at the back 5. And Pickford in goal. Decent side, that. This is going to be a very, very good game, I'm hoping. Anyways, I don't want it to be like a boring 0-0, 1 goal separates them. I want this to be a final full of goals for you guys. So let's get it underway and see who is going to come out on top in this Carabao Cup final. Ben's first chance of silverware with this Manchester United team. Not the best, you know, cup to win in all seriousness, but it's still a cup regardless. And we've got a chance already here. It's going to get cleared away, though, by Everton. Here he goes again. Down the left-hand side, trying to beat his man. He will win a throw-in. Trupe never really got kind of confused by that step over there from Ben, which is kind of annoying because I thought he was going to. Right back's open in a bit of space here as Ben will find him as well. Let's see if there's going to be a chance. Why are you going backwards? Romelu Lukaku, all 6 foot, whatever it is of him, a big target man, and he's on the edge of the area instead of in the box. That's why he's only scored 3 goals the entire season so far. Not in the right position there. He's got to be in the box. Oh, great play, and Ben's got the ball in the box. Ben with a strike. Pickford makes the save. The first real chance of this final. Falling the way of the number 7. Honestly, didn't expect him to come away with the ball there. That's a great one-handed stop from Jordan Pickford, actually. And that could have been a much different story there if the Everton goalkeeper didn't reach that. It's a good strike from Ben, in all honesty. He kept it kind of on target and he got the accuracy on it. Just didn't quite beat Pickford. But to be honest, that was a chance out of nothing there for Manchester United as Pogba will receive the ball from Ben. Little one from Martins now. Oh, it's going to get cleared away. So far as you'd expect from this final, the first 30 minutes, United in control. But to be honest, they've given the ball away a couple of times so far in which they just didn't need to do. They've misplaced passes. Not real any conviction on the ball at the moment. And it's really not good because all it takes is one chance from Everton. This could be it. McCarthy's shot deflected wide. It's going to be a corner ball for Everton. And it's Sigurdsson stood over this one. And early 30 minutes, it's been all United. But Everton starting to get into the game. And, I mean, again, where does Ben go with this one? Look at this. He's got one man in front of him. I know that's from a corner, but still, this is ridiculous. Pogba to Ben. Martial on the overlap. He finds the Frenchman. Is this chance number 1? Anthony Martial. What was that? Oh, my goodness me. It's going to be one of those games, I think. I'm already sensing the frustration from Ben. And you know what? It's just like, again, he had 2 passes on. He found Martial, who just doesn't do anything with the ball. Gives it straight to the goalkeeper, basically. Lukaku shoots. He's found Ben. Oh, why is that gone wide? I don't believe how that has gone wide there. Why is Lukaku passing it to Ben in the first place, actually, to be honest? But that just sums up this game. It sums up Ben's season, really. Hit and miss. He's not being as good as he was at Real Madrid. I know the Premier League's harder, of course, but that just sums up his season so far. And Man United's season, for that matter. So inconsistent. Oh, my goodness me. But why is Lukaku passing that to Ben? He had a perfect chance there to just shoot himself. Maybe it's the lack of confidence in Lukaku because he's only scored 4 goals. But regardless, Ben's got to score and he's got to make it 1-0 in this final. No excuses now. If Everton score to go 1-0 up, it's completely Ben's fault. He has to score that. Half-time whistle goes. It's not really, like, massively one-sided, but, I mean, in terms of the chances, it's fairly kind of one-sided. You know, Man United had 2 really good opportunities. The first one, Pickford made a good save from Ben. The second one, he completely missed when he should have scored. So, could have been a different story at half-time. Instead, it is still 0-0, and it's anybody's game here at this stage. I am slightly worried because, you know, United are the type of team that can be 0-0 and then give away one chance in, like, the dying few minutes and end up conceding from it. So I'm hoping that that won't be something that happens today, but we'll see. As Ben makes a good run down the right. Romelu needs to get into the box. Where is he? Once again, edge of the area, but finally Ben will try and cross. Surely going to be a corner kick, right? Thank you very much. Lukaku, though, again, not in the box, so I couldn't cross it right-footed. I had to try and cut it onto the left, and then work the space for the cross again. Ben with a flick on, straight to Pickford. 1 more minute of normal time, and then we go into extra time and potentially penalties if need be here. I don't know what to make of this game. I mean, I would say, oh, don't do it in the 90th minute. Come on, boys. Well done, Pogba. Is the referee actually giving that as a foul? Are you kidding me? If they score from this, then I will be so done. Whipped in by Jonathan Tah. Paulson's there with a header. Easy save for David De Gea. I wouldn't say either team has dominated the game because it hasn't been. What we have seen, though, is a lack of real quality. Final third, the passes have gone wrong. They've had 2 real opportunities, but that second half was just appalling. I mean, look at that. It's such a low chance game, considering the fact that I know it's a final, but, like, you know, both these sides, I would like to say, are not bad going forward. So, Yeah. Going to have to be careful because we've literally got 2 players back behind their ball defending at this point, which isn't great. Ben looking out wide for the right back. He's going to use him as well. Gives it away, and it's lucky that we've got it straight back. Oh my goodness me! Chance created! It's over the top of the crossbar. It fell so nicely to Gelson Martins, and he couldn't take his chance. Look at that. McCarthy getting in a mix-up with, I think, Jonathan Tarr in the end. Fell straight to Martins' feet, who hits it over the top of the crossbar. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't like penalties as well in this game. I really don't. So I'm hoping it doesn't go to penalties. Ben picking up the ball here. Waits for a run to come from his teammate. He's got it from Raphael Varane. Uses the Frenchman. Crosser face the goal. Gotta be! Pickford somehow comes out and makes the save. Why are you keeping that in? It was going to be a corner. What we need is Ben to get an opportunity just to shoot. If Ben can get an opportunity to shoot, we might have a chance here. This might be it. Ben! Oh, Pickford has made a great save. That is ridiculous from the Everton goalkeeper. Lovely 1-2. Ben gets it onto the left foot. Oh, it was heading in and Pickford just made it look so easy. What a save from Jordan Pickford there. It's not really been a quiet afternoon for David De Gea. He still had to make 4 saves, but Pickford has made 11 so far in this game. Everton with every single player behind the ball there, and they dealt with it. Now they might be able to get a chance from this. We'll see, but unbelievably, it's given away, and Wood can see Raphael Varane on the left-hand side. He finds it with a great pass. Varane to win the game. Pickford saves it again. Can you believe it? With a minute to go, Varane found with a great pass, and Pickford yet again has just made a phenomenal stop. Cross again, whipped into Pogba. I don't believe this. Pickford with a 3rd save in as many minutes to deny Manchester United. What is this game? Honestly, how on earth is this still 0-0? Cross again towards Lukaku. Just touches it straight out of play. If this is penalties and Manchester United loses on penalties, I honestly don't want to play this game anymore. Look at that from Jordan Pickford. 14 saves so far today, and that's not counting the penalties that we're about to probably embark on, unless there's chance for one more opportunity here. No, there's not. Ref, don't blow your whistle. Oh, ref, we're on the attack. And you didn't even play 2 minutes. You literally played like 30 seconds. Look at that. I swear, we played a Copa de España game at Real Madrid, and we lost it on penalties after they had 1 shot in the entire game. I'm getting flashbacks. Ross Barkley will be the first man to step up to take the spot kick. David De Gea up against him. Guesses the right way and makes the save. Get in, David. We've got Jota, I think this is, now stepping up for us. Can he score? Yes, he can. Sends Pickford the wrong way. Get in. Now it's Lienski. Of course, we go to the format of the 2 for United. Back to 2 for Everton. And he's just wasted that, hasn't he? Bernardo now for Everton as they need to equalise the score here. Come on, David. Come on. We need to win this game. Like, we dominated the game. Great penalty. Fantastic penalty. It's in. And now Davy Klaassen for Everton to step up. Come on, David De Gea. Can't guess the right way and it's gone in. Conan. I feel like Manchester United are going to lose this. Conan, the fullback, steps up. Saved. Saved. Lukaku. 4 goals all season long. He's going to step up against Jordan Pickford. And he scores. Good penalty right into the bottom corner. Martinez now for Everton. David needs to save one of these. Come on, David. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes, David De Gea makes the save. Get in. That's what we needed. We're back all square. If he can save the one from Poulsen, I think it goes down to Ben to win the shootout for his side. Poulsen stepping up. It is saved by David De Gea, which means Ben will have the deciding penalty in this final. Pickford up against Ben. Ben going to the left. He slots home to the bottom corner. And Manchester United are Carabao Cup champions. They went about this in the most difficult of ways. And I was getting frustrated for Manchester United and Ben. But I tell you what, in the shootout, they come in clutch. Wow. I have to give major credit actually to Jordan Pickford. What a performance from him. Phenomenal goalkeeping display from him today. But it was that man on your screen with a deciding penalty. And he slots home to give United the victory in the game. As I said though, they should have won it in the actual, normal time. They had 2 chances in the 90 minutes. Then in the extra time, in the space of literally 3 minutes, Pickford made 3 phenomenal saves. So, I mean, as it stood, it looked like it was going to be one of those games where it was going to be so harsh on them. But David De Gea saving 3 spot kicks and Ben scoring the one that mattered for Manchester United as they will celebrate this Carabao Cup. And, of course, it is only basically the easier of the 4, I would say, out of all the 4 cups, because of the fact that nobody really... It's not as, great to win the Carabao Cup as it is the FA Cup, the Champions League, or the Premier League. So, this is just step 1, and we've already won it once with Ben, but I'm sure now he's going to want to win more. And there it is, right there. Who is going to lift this? It looks like it's going to be Zienski. And here it is for him. You can see Ben in the background. You can see the boys in the background. Here we go. It is lifted by Zienski, and it is Manchester United who have come out with the cup from the game. As I said, it was frustrating. It was so tense, and on another day, it would have been a much different game. Playing that game there took it out of me. Seriously, man. I just felt like United were struggling, really, to do much. So, we've got the victory at least. But now, we still have to play the Champions League. We're still fighting for the Premier League. And in general, we've still got a lot to work on. The FA Cup is still there as well. We're still in all 4 competitions. Of course, we win in this one. So, this is just basically step 1 of the 4. Now, we're going to see how, I guess, we get on in the other 3. But regardless, it's what we came for today. That's what Manchester United have got. But, I mean, when you look at this one, how on earth Ben missed this chance here? He's completely in. All he's got to do is find that corner. He could have been the villain of Manchester United if he didn't score that penalty. Match facts-wise, I think there was only really one deserved winner from that game, which is understandable. But full credit to Jordan Pickford. What a performance from the young Englishman. He had a great game all afternoon long. Made some phenomenal saves. United win on penalties. On to the next one. Before we go, though, guys, I'm going to check out the league table and stuff like that so we can see exactly how it stands in the Premier League title race, because this one is very, very, very close. Martial, he's come back from that injury, so it doesn't matter. So, yeah, as we're ending the episode off today, we're going to go back to Wolves in the next one. But you can see we've played 25, and, of course, my ugly mug is blocking this, so you won't be able to see the points unless I move myself out the way. Let me move myself quickly, guys. Oops, it's not. Okay, I'm going to move myself down here for now. So, as you can see, the points for the so far, Chelsea are on 57, Manchester United on 55, Spurs on 53. So there's literally 2 points between Chelsea, Man United and Spurs. So 13 games to go. We're going to see how this is going to fare. Then we still have to play Chelsea and Spurs again, though. So let me check out when those will be. So we've got to play Chelsea on the 30th of next month. So that might be next episode. Then we play Manchester City, Arsenal. They're going to be tough games. Liverpool as well was in there. Spurs, we play 2 games before the end of the season. That could be interesting. And you know what's even better? That's at Wembley, Ben's former club. I'm intrigued to see how that's going to go. But regardless, United are Carabao Cup champions. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, guys, apologies for the rage in the episode. It does get a bit frustrating when you're playing these live, but regardless, we'll just continue on. I want to say as well, we are approaching 20k subs. So if you've got anything like you want to see for 20k subs, like a setup tour or something like that, let me know down in the comments, because literally I have no idea what to do when we hit that 20k mark, because I didn't really think I was ever going to hit it. So I never planned anything. So if you've got any ideas of what you want to see for 20k, then just leave it down below, because I might pick it and do it. And yeah, regardless. But I'll see you all again at 4 PM tomorrow, hopefully, guys, for yet another video. Catch you all then. Adios.